Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL leads us to a snow-covered Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 50. Hey, this is me and you. What happened?
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, Jacobs.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now a pass caught by Zay Jones and brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Give them a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
And the Raiders first down.
Here we go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
To throw on 2nd down. Franks. He completes it to Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Final week of the year, an absolute must-win game for them, so they needed to get on the board first. They were able to do just that.
And you laid out the stakes. So just think what they've been working with this entire build-up towards this game. Must win. You've got to get on the board first. They accomplished that. Now they can't have any type of a letdown. Long way to go in this one.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
Ready? Mike is 59. Mike is 59. 22 Jet Bomber. 22 Jet Bomber. 6 guys. check 6 guys. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Rush in, rush in.
They'll run it here. This is D'Onta Foreman. He'll have a first down past the 40 and brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Mike's 59. Here we go, team. Here I come.
On second down, Foreman, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing in the line of scrimmage.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 24-yard line.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down first and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get crazy because you gave one up.
And it'll be intercepted. Able to get. These all sting, but you throw one in the red zone. I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Back to throw. Franks. There goes a deep ball. End zone. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it. Couldn't get it. And it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Here's Jacobs. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of one, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. 17. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go.
Off the play fake. Franks. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for the Raiders. 45 yards.
A gain of 45 yards.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Well, what a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
At the Steelers' 15-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
We got three. Ready.
Operating from the gun. Franks toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job. Way to knock it down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he's going to come up well shy of the 1st here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
So we would have figured that one to be 3 points in the bank, but this game, can be unpredictable at times.
Yeah, he knew he needed to pull it ever so slightly to get it going in the right direction, but he seemed to put a little too much on it. And from short range, that is a bad miss for an NFL kicker.
A run by Foreman to start the drive. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Foreman. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down.
I'm going to run you over. Check 37. Check 37. Chris on travel. Hey, Zoo. Mike 51. What? Squeeze.
From the gun, Lawrence. But it's brought in by Washington. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Steeler 1st down and a pickup of 11 yards.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he goes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this 1st half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. We'll see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Franks to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Ready.
Hey, we got Mike 50, huh?
I'm scared.
Off play action. Franks nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking to throw. Franks. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Back to throw. Lawrence. Washington's got it. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Lawrence. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw on second down, Lawrence. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 77 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. He finds his man Johnson. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd down.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Looking to throw. Lawrence setting up the screen. This is Samuels. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well, it's not time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
You got nothing. Go, go. 51. Cut. Watch the 25.
From the gun, Lawrence. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
On the set. 15. Let's go, Pete. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. What happened?
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Jacobs from the gun. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next? And the Raiders have got him.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up. Operating from the gun, Lawrence going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that is caught. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 54 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Back to throw. Lawrence. He gets this one to Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. Back to throw. Lawrence. His throw incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
Everyone, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Hey, Alpha. Mike 20, Mike 20.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Here we go. Here we go. Get it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Franks. It's caught. Jones. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
First down, Raiders.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Throwing on 1st down. Franks. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 2nd and 1. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Franks. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
You're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Check 26, check 26.
Again, it's Foreman. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 19. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Got it.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end.
Throwing after the interception. Lawrence. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just let them bleed the game out that way.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The Steelers on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Trying to get to first with Samuels. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. And now here is another interception. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
4 down. Alert.
Go.
He's coming to you. He's coming to you. Motion. Hey. Let's go.
To throw again, Lawrence. And he comes back with one complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Rock it. Hey, team 6. Shoot.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. For the catch made by Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, wahoo!
Mike 20. Yeah. You don't want nothing.
Get it.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And the lead is down to 20. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. A nice run on first down gets him 6 yards to the 31. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the gun, Franks. And that is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
This is brought in at the 21. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on. Get it done.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 35. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth-quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready up.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Looking to throw. Lawrence toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead now down to 20. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.